Extremely long, especially with Wood and athletic. Obviously, it's a little bit. Wyoming's one of the best defensive teams in the country, and they go up there and shoot 57%, I think, and make 10 threes, if I'm not mistaken. So, getting more and more efficient offensively all the time, and they play with good energy. I like their team. Of course, the headline game that they've had so far, at least in my opinion, was the Arizona game, obviously, and I thought they controlled that game, basically the entire game, even though the game was very close. I like their team. They got a potential lottery pick in their starting five, and they got a freshman that's putting up big numbers that we're very familiar with because we recruited him, but I think they're very good. But if you watch tape, this Christian Wood is different than anybody you've ever seen because he's really a guard that's 7 foot tall, and he can shoot. And he can take one. I think he can take one bounce and go from here to the restroom and back over there. I mean, he's ridiculously long and covers a lot of space real quick. They did a great job of isolating him at the high post against Arizona, and he really went to work. But he's not a one-man band, but he's a terrific player, and they got really good players to go along with him, and I think they're a team that's going to continue to get better. Well, it'd be nice to make shots. If you make shots, you can kind of loosen defense and that kind of stuff. But our bigs aren't big, so we need to get them away from the basket and work them back in rather than just post them all the time on the low block because they will struggle scoring over length, just as most people struggle scoring over length. Especially if you're close to 7 foot tall. So we got to move around their guys. So hopefully they're just not playing dead behind all the time. Well, I don't know that I handled it very well at all, but he wasn't playing very well early, and other guys were probably playing a little better than him, even though we weren't playing great as a team. But he kept a great attitude. I mean, it's a different deal. It's a bigger jump, and if you were to look at it now, he went from probably being the guy that looked the least ready a month ago to now he looks like he's by far the most advanced. And that's the way it is with young kids. Sometimes the light comes on at different times. And I said many times when the light comes on, I don't see it coming off. And that's what has happened with him. He's continuing to get better each and every day. And he's getting more confidence, and then I'm getting more confidence in him, and his teammates are, which bodes for a good combination for a young kid, that's just now, starting to scratch the surface. I think he's got potential to be a great defender. I think he gets his hands on a lot of balls. I think he's a good anticipator. He slides well. I don't think that he would consider him a great defender yet because he's young and doesn't understand how to guard actions and things like that as well. But I think he's going to be a terrific defender. This is a conference game from a talent standpoint and from a competitive standpoint. So. But it is, I'm sure that Dave would tell you the same thing. Non-conference games are important, but they're not as important as, your conference season. At least that's the emphasis that we put on it. But we're looking at this a little bit different, as this is kind of since we don't have a break, this is kind of our first game of our conference season because everybody else in our league plays on Saturday. So we're looking at it a little differently. Last year, maybe I didn't handle it very well, and the results weren't very good. So we're going to approach this as a game that we're going to hopefully have the same energy that what we would have going into conference play.